Now, if you had watched the first video on this YouTube channel, you would have seen that I was using an app called Toggl for tracking my language learning. And I had been using it for quite a while. In fact, I started using it back in, I believe, around like November of 2023. So, I had used it for all of 2024 up until very recently. And this is still a great app. And it's definitely an app that I would recommend if you want to track your time when it comes to language learning. But very recently, I discovered an app that I think may be one of the greatest language tracking apps out there. I know there's a couple of them out there, but the way this app has approached tracking your time when it comes to language learning, I think it's really novel. It's still in its beta phase right now, so they're still in the process of working the kinks out. But I really do believe that this app that I'm going to show you has a ton of promise. And yeah, unfortunately, they don't have a desktop version, so it's going to be on mobile. So we're going to switch over to my mobile phone. And then from there, I'm going to walk you through the app just so you guys can check it out. And yeah, just get the whole experience. All right, so right now we are on the home page of the app. So the way that Refold has it set up, or at least the app has it set up, is that you can look at each one of your languages separately, or you can look at them as an aggregate. So I'm just going to show you like everything all together right now. So if you guys have been following me for a while, then you should know that the three languages that I'm focusing on are Spanish, French, and Esperanto. So just going to go here. So I'm going to go over to the reports section, and over here you see that I've spent in total over 1,700 hours on my language learning, across the three different languages. So they have something here like called milestones, just for things for you to just to look forward to. So it goes from like 0 to 50 to 100 to 250, and so on. And then down here, this is a graph which shows, so you can break this down either by like daily, weekly, or monthly. So it just shows like the amount of time, the daily average. So it gives you a lot of really interesting and useful stats as far as into your language learning. Down here, we have the different activities that I've done. So you can see that a lot of it is listening for the most part. So it has everything broken down here. And this is something I also really like as well, which just shows the time per skill. So, when it comes to learning languages, there are basically 4 proficiencies that you need to work on, which are writing, reading, listening, and speaking. So through the Refold app, you're able to see how much time you're putting into each one of those categories, and where you may need to put some more time in. So as of right now, I'm only focusing on outputting for Esperanto, and I haven't been doing it for that long as well. So it kind of makes sense why it's a bit lower, and also this is all 3 languages together. So as you can see here, a lot of my time is spent on listening. With next we will be reading, and then a little bit for writing and speaking, which goes back to the Esperanto. Here it shows you a comparison between your input as well as your output. So as you can see here, over 97% of my time has been on input, which is to be expected, because at least the way that I'm approaching language learning, I'm focusing more so on just getting in as much input as possible, so I can really just build like that instinct for the language. But later on, I do plan on focusing on output as well. So I think for this year, when it comes to Spanish and as well as French, this is going to be the last year where I'm just going to be focusing on input and just working on developing that understanding, that instinct for the language. And then from there, starting next year is when I'm going to start focusing on writing and speaking and on the output side of things. But for those, I have those on hold. But for Esperanto, I have been actually for a while working on the output side. So that's just something I'm going to continue doing. And this year is also going to be especially exciting because this is going to be the year when I start speaking in Esperanto. So yeah, I know that was just a little tangent I went over there, but just to help give you guys just an idea and help to make sense of the numbers. Here they do this pretty interesting breakdown, which is interactive, free flow, as well as preparation. So just to kind of explain what that means, free flow is basically when you're just consuming content and you're just letting it wash over you. So you can think of this as like reading a book, or watching a video, listening to a podcast, where you're just consuming the content and you're not putting in a lot of conscious effort to try to understand everything. You're just letting it sort of just flow over you. Now, interactive is a little bit different. Now, when it comes to interactive, this is where you're consuming the content in your target language, but you're actively trying to understand the language as well. And that could be doing several things where it could be doing lookups. So I'm looking at transcripts, translations, and you're trying to break down the language in such a way where like you're making sure that you understand everything, and you're checking to make sure that you have the right understanding of your target language. So that's what they refer to as interactive. And preparation, I guess you can call that's kind of like a catch-all term. So anything that doesn't fall under free flow or interactive is usually like some sort of preparation. So example of preparation could be using like a language app, like maybe like Rosetta Stone or Pimsleur or something like that, where you can basically you're consuming something which is like you're learning about the language, but you're not necessarily immersing in the language, where as you would be with like watching a video or like reading a book or what have you. So that's what will be considered preparation. So as you can see here, like preparation and my interactive, or I put in roughly the same amount of time between both, where a lot of my time is spent on free flow. And having being able to take a look at this, I know one thing I want to do moving forward is that I definitely want to increase the amount of time that I'm putting into the interactive part of the language learning, because I do think it is important to really just have some time when you're really just breaking down the language and making sure that you're understanding everything. I just like the whole free flow part, because it's easy, and it's comfortable. So I realize that is something I may have to push a little bit out of my comfort zone when it comes to that. So yeah, here down, like at the very bottom, it shows on the time per language. So as you can see here, I'm over 1,700 hours total. Spanish is at first place with 36%, with French at 33%, and then Esperanto at 30%. All these numbers make sense to me. Like when I came to my language learning journey, I had started off with Spanish first, so I put like a pretty decent amount of time into that, and it was a little bit afterwards, that about a month I would say, is when I decided I was going to learn French too at the same time. And then come towards the end of December of 2023, having taken on Spanish and French, I started looking at Esperanto, and I say, like, what, this language seems pretty cool. Like, I like the culture behind it. I like the fact that it's a little bit easier to pick up compared to like a regular language. Like I've actually written blog posts and stuff like about Esperanto, so I may link to that just to give you guys an idea. But yeah, so there's that. So I decided to take that on. So that's why that one has like the lowest amount. But I've been putting a lot of work into it. So, to see that they're all like roughly within the same amount of time, is definitely a good thing to see. So yeah, so another thing about this app, which is pretty cool, like they have like a bit of a social component as well. So if you know people that are on the app, you can go and you can follow them. So right now I'm just I'm following 2 people. So my cheese is basically Ben from Refold. He's like the content creator, like dude with the glasses. Really cool guy, by the way. He seems like a really cool, like down to earth individual. So yeah, so this is so from here, like with the feed, like you can like see like what your the people you're following, like the activities that they're doing. Here's a community, so definitely a lot more happening here. So you can see like what people are doing. You can see like the times that are getting logged in. So as you can see here, like the app is fairly popular, and people are definitely making good use of it. Just to go here to the stats, over 53,000 hours tracked, over 100,000 actions, over 2,000 members. And over here they have like a little ranking section as well, which is I think it's kind of cool, where you see where you stack up for the week. It looks like it's just like a weekly thing right now. I think they may come out with like a monthly or a yearly thing down the road, who knows. But I think this is cool. It just kind of adds a little bit of a competitive element to it. So ranking number 11 for the week, so I'm definitely happy about that. So yeah, so there's that. Another thing I want to show you guys, because like let's say if you're transferring from like a different app, like if you're using whatchamacallit, Toggl. Yeah, I forgot the word for a sec. Yeah, but if you're using Toggl, or like an app that's similar to Toggl, you can actually import all of your tracking data from there into Refold, which is what I had to do. The only thing about that though, like when it comes to importing your data into Refold, is that you have to do it one language at a time and 1 year at a time. So for me, I had to do 9 separate imports in total, because I'm had to do one because I'm studying 3 languages. So I had to do 3 for this year, 3 for 2024, and then 3 for 2023, which is when I started like actively tracking my language learning. So there is that, and it's also a little bit technical as well. So if you're not very techy and stuff, you might want to hold off on that. that. I do believe Refold is supposed to be making a video to show you how to go about importing your data, like if you just need like more of a visual step-by-step thing as opposed to like reading it out. Like I'm a pretty techie guy, and I'll be honest, I had a little bit of trouble with it. It is a little bit tricky, and it has to be done a very particular way, you know, otherwise like it's not going to work. So but fortunately I was able to figure it out, and I was able to import all of my data into this. So you know, I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, they support like a ton of different languages. So I'll show you that. So these are the common languages, and these are all of the other languages that they support. So you can see here, like there's definitely a lot to choose from. And if your language isn't listed for whatever reason, you can always send them a message. They do have a Discord channel. So if you want to, if you're a part of that, you can find it. Like if you type in Refold, you'll find it. So yeah, so you can join the Discord channel, and from there, you know, you can ask them questions, tell them, you know, give them feedback and stuff. So as of right now, the app is 100% free. I mean, it may not stay that way in the future. So, you know, I would say like if you can, join as soon as you can, so that way, you know, you can get in. But it is possible this could become a paid thing at some point. I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind paying for this. Like I would ideally prefer like maybe like a one-time payment where I could just like pay one time, and then, you know, that'd be that. But I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to see what they do, you know, in regards to that. So here's the import option. So yeah, like they have a link here. So when it comes to importing your data, you can just click on that, and it'll like break everything down. So yeah, I imported 8,900 actions. You know, definitely quite a bit there. You know, like imagine if I had to put all of that in manually. I mean, I would never finish. So yeah, so that is about it when it comes to this app. I am going to leave a link down below, which is going to take you to where you can go and you can download the app. The cool thing about it is that it is available for Android as well as iOS. So no matter which operating system you have, like you'll be able to get it. The instructions will be a little different depending on whether you have Android or iOS, but for the most part, you know, it's pretty straightforward, and you shouldn't have too many issues. And again, if you have issues, you can always reach out to them, and you know, they can help get everything straightened out for you. So that is about it when it comes to this video. Like, yeah, I'm really excited about this app. Like, I really just like how it looks. I think this is just a beautiful app, and it really just breaks down like very clearly like what it is that you're doing, what activities that you're doing, like what skills that you're working on. So it really gives you a clear view into like how you're performing and how you're tracking language and the stuff that you're putting into your language. Now, of course, you don't need to track your language. I know like there are some people that are like anti-tracking your language, but if tracking language is important to you, I would definitely highly recommend considering this tool, especially for someone like me who's studying 3 languages. I need a way to be able to see like what it is that I'm working on and how much time I'm putting into each thing. Otherwise, everything's just going to be all jumbled up, and you know, I wouldn't really know. Like I would just kind of be in sort of a fog, so to speak. So having a tool like this where I can track everything and I can like just see all the numbers is really just is absolutely incredible. Like I think it's totally worth it to check it out. And if you do enjoy it, definitely feel free to come back, you know, leave a comment down below. Let me know like what you think about it, like what you like about it, what you don't like about it. And yeah, like I hope this video just helps gives you guys an idea of like what's out there, because like this is a pretty awesome tool. And yeah, I mean, definitely get on with it. So yeah, so with that said, guys, now I'm just kind of babbling. I'll catch you in the next video. This is Jacob Laguerre. I'm signing off. Peace.